Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Mixed Media Monday. I am Ophelia and thank you guys so much for joining. If you're new here, please make sure that you subscribe to our channel, and if you've always been here, thank you so much for just sticking around as I show up and play every Monday or every other Monday with just different challenges, different ways that you can kind of play in your journal. Today I thought it would be pretty neat if we just worked on luscious layers or layers and layers. That's one thing that's honestly my favorite thing to do in my journal, is just to have layers upon layers upon layers upon layers of stuffage, just to use my art supplies. And I thought of that idea because this basket is killing me. This basket of papers, collage bits, painted papers, and such like that that I just desperately want to use. So this guy will be a large part of our playtime today, as well as, I'm gonna move these. Let's just look at my materials before we get started, and then we'll just start playing. So I'm gonna use my acrylic paints, and of course here I've got a bunch of them laid out. I may use some with like different applications, like a palette knife or an old gift card, but my acrylic paints are of course titanium white. I've got some, why is this name escaping me now? This is turquoise, thank you. Some fluorescent magenta. I've got some black here that may make an appearance but may not. Fern, Indian yellow, carmine. I've got a new color, and it's a Lucas Acryl Liquid Studio, and this one is a green umber that I thought might be kind of cool to throw in. And then of course some mauve. So even though I have them all here, some may make an appearance, some may not, but they're just here in case I feel so moved to use them. I also thought, as I was kind of playing around in my own studio at home, what I like to do is maybe trick myself sometimes, and not trick myself, but I rotate out my palettes so that all of my palettes get equal amounts of love. So today I brought along my Turner watercolors, which I think you guys have seen me use before, but today I found it's the new Turner watercolors that they introduced back in 2016. So I brought these along because I just wanted to play around with these a little bit in conjunction with the ones that I've had on my palette. And I don't know about you guys, but when my palette starts to look like this and just kind of grungy and messy, it's just my favorite. So I brought these guys along to play with. Of course, I'm working in my trusty Stillman and Burn, which it's upside down, so we're going to flip it this way. But I'm going to work in my Stillman and Burn sketchbook. I have got some washi tape just to play. Washi tape just to play around with, as well as some, what do you call these, inks that I have in spray bottles with colors, as well as some black and white ink. We are playing with some inks today, and then some acrylic markers, and I think that is about all that we have. So I thought that I would kind of like just start us off and then just even see where it goes. Forgot to mention I'm also playing with stencils. So let's just go ahead and get started. I hope that you guys enjoy this, and I'm gonna stop talking now and let's start playing. Alrighty, I think I'm going to start with some watercolors and just kind of spritz my page because I like the way that, side note, this is just a Soho spritzer water bottle with just plain water in it. And I sprayed my page first because I like the way that the watercolors move on the page. So I usually, wow, I'm so talkative today, this is ridiculous. And Ming goes, yep, you are. But I usually will make myself like a cheat sheet, if you will. I don't know if we can see this. Can we see this? Okay, so I usually make myself a cheat sheet so that I can kind of see what the colors are. as I'm working. But on this guy, I just kind of did one of these. So I've not really played with these. As, you can kind of tell, and like I said, it was kind of lost in my drawer. So I think I'm just gonna, let's just go in and try it and see what happens, and hopefully it's gonna turn out well. And if not, I know where the cut button is. Huh. No, I don't, but there we go. We've got color going. And I'm gonna move myself to a bigger brush. Yep, let's try this brush. And let's try that color some more. Okay, so that's it. I just kind of stuck into some indigo. Let's see what, okay, this is green. And that's some blue. Yeah, let's just, even though I started out this page with a little bit of orange, let's just kind of roll on with this. And I think I do, honestly. Let's see what this does. Yep, now I'm just making, let's just stick to the ones that we had. Okay. Alrighty, so let me let this dry, and I guess I should say, with working with a lot of layers, you want each layer to dry before you move to the next one. So I am gonna dry this up. No, I'm not, because I want to do this first and just see what happens. And then, yep, that did much of nothing. But that's a pretty color, though. Nobody else has to agree with me. This color is, it looks like rose red, but this is very pretty. Or opera. Maybe that's what it is, but that's very pretty. So now I've put a little touch of those color. Okay, Ophelia. Okay, that's a pretty color, and I'm gonna stop there, and I'm gonna dry that up, because what I want to do is dry up all the layers before I add the next layer. So I'm gonna dry this up and come right back. As I was drying that, I can't help but think how much I really like that color. Whatever, okay. All right, so we're gonna give it a few more seconds, because that's kind of pretty. I don't even know why, because I'm gonna cover this up anyway, but I mean, come on. Can we all just have a moment for how pretty that color is? I'm having a moment. A moment for the color. Just a moment. Alrighty. Moving this out of the way. Okay. Let us start adding some layers. And I should have also prefaced this by saying, what was I going to say? Ooh, that's awkward. This one may not be one that's a finished journal page, for instance. I'm just kind of playing around with color and just kind of adding layers, maybe pulling from that basket of papers and just kind of playing with background. So I'm going to grab this palette knife and a little bit of white. Oh my gosh, can anybody else, like, that color is just pretty. I'm not going to tell a story. I don't know why I'm stuck on that color, but I'm going to go right home and play with that color some more. Okay, this is getting dumb. Just getting real dumb. Real dumb, real fast. Let's do this. Does nothing. because I can play with this color as much as I want to, right? Now I'm going to dry it up a little bit, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I think for my second layer here, I'm just going to maybe spray over some stencils, but before that, let's see in this pile of stuff that needs to be used quickly. What? Okay. I'm gonna pull those out. This is too much. And the problem is, like, it's too much. So, my mission is to do, I would say, I'm gonna make sure that I use that. It would be awesome if I could get it used up by the end of the year. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's just too much to stick around, because there's probably 5 or 6 more of those baskets at my house waiting for me to use. So I do want to try to use them up as much as I can, because it's getting overwhelming. So let's see here. Yep, I'm going to glue that down with my trusty glue stick. And I even found, alright, let's just put this over here. I even found from, when my son was born, maybe like 1 or 2, I was a scrapbooker. He's now 19, 18, this is awkward. He's 18. But I want to use like these rub-on letters that I had. So I am just going to let's try this. All I'm doing is just building background, and this is not necessarily a finished piece. For me, like, I could totally call this done and kind of step away and have a space for journaling and maybe I don't know, even a photograph or something of that nature. But if I don't know, this could be considered done, and maybe we have time for another background. So I'm gonna let this dry up, and I will be right back, and let's just speed through another one. So I think I'm going to call both of these done. And it's interesting that I've turned this one this way, which I didn't mean to. But so here's the first one that we did, as well as the second one, but I think I kind of like it turned this way a little bit more. I don't know. The beautiful part about doing backgrounds or just adding layers to a page is that you can totally come back later to finish them with journaling and such like that, or just adding in some more marks and such like that. So I will, maybe these will make an appearance in a later episode, I'm not sure, but just know that you don't have to finish them all in one sitting. I just like having, I guess they're almost like free days where I just kind of create a bunch of backgrounds, and then I've gotten to play in paint, I've gotten to play with my materials, but I didn't commit to having to finish. Why am I doing that? I didn't commit to having to finish something. And the whole point of all of this is just being creative. So I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this beautiful mess. That's pretty much what we can call it. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you play along and make your own layers and backgrounds and such, if you will use the hashtag Mixed Media Mondays, and make sure you tag at Jerry's Artorama as well as at Ophelia's Art Studio on Instagram. And honestly, just show us what you've created. And thank you guys so very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I can't do it. Hey, bye. I can't even do it. Did we move the camera like this? I feel like it's farther away. Do I have to get myself on the table? Hey, can somebody help me get on the table so I can say bye? No, I just looked in the lights again. I'm sorry. Can you say that you don't see me so that they... Like, somebody just saw that whole backside. Are you being for real? We got to start over because that probably wasn't...
It's okay, we can just cut that. Like, hey, I'm back.
Because that...
With my basket.
I bet you that whole thing couldn't even fit in the frame.
We'll start playing Baby Got Back on it.
And now I'm hurt. Becky, look at her basket. Oh, my eyes are already sweating.